Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. As usual, any questions or observations? Please, yes.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So going back to last week at Islamabad, I asked you a question on my friend who came from Iran, and I have the pleasure to announce that I have brought him with me tonight, and he's sitting just
Most welcome.
in front of me, and I hope he has one or two questions
Yes,
he
please.
would like to
Yes,
ask
please.
you. His name is Bahram.
Bhaipan?
I think he'll be able to
Yes,
tell
please.
his name himself.
Assalamu alaikum.
Waalaikum.
It's a little bit difficult for me.
Please speak into the microphone.
Yes, it's very difficult for me to talk. It's my first time being among you. I heard a lot about you through.
Would you kindly introduce yourself first?
Yes,
please?
my name is Bahram.
Behram?
Yeah.
Yes, you're from Iran?
Yes, I'm
Yes.
from Iran. And I just heard from your, I read a few books and.
In Persian or in English?
It's in English.
You haven't read any Persian book so far?
No.
No, not yet. Yes.
Not yet.
Right.
And
Which English books have you read?
which one was
The will.
the will and
And?
yeah, Jesus in India and your philosophy of
Right. Yes.
Islam. But I have got a very limited knowledge of the principle of Ahmed.
Yes.
And before, about 2-3 years ago, I met people from Moonies, which they believe that the promised Messiah came on earth.
The Moonies
That's right.
claim that he has come?
That's right. And that
I
was
don't
my
think so. I think Moonies don't claim he has come, but they announce that he's about to come. Is that not right?
No. Is actually the thing is, what is Reverend Moon himself?
Yes.
For the other brothers, were perhaps not been known about what I'm talking about, but I'm not actually Moonies myself.
But
I'm not.
I've got a book, authentic book by the Moonies.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's an official book of the Mooney sect,
Yeah.
which I have already got with me.
Yeah.
And I didn't read anywhere any mention of Jesus Christ having returned himself. What they believe, as some other sects also believe,
Right.
that the time of Jesus' return is nigh at hand, very close.
Yeah. So what is they have, because it's very difficult claiming of any human being say such important things.
Yes.
Because there are 1,000 religions in the world from east to west.
Yes.
They, at the end, their own belief is they are expecting somebody come to resurrect their,
Yes.
or somebody like promised Messiah.
Right.
Question is, even in Iran, people, which there, you know that how much people are struggling, they're fighting a lot. After revolution, especially with Ayatollah Khomeini came to power, and this is a sort of political issue, very serious matter of life. People over there. Before that, you know that it's about 100 years ago, somebody claimed that is Imam Mahdi, which is perhaps you have heard about them. They call themselves Baha'i. So, in fact, what is my own point of view is there. A few years ago, I heard about Ahmadiyya people in London again. Somebody was passing these leaflets, and I read the leaflet. And the time I was with Moonies, I received this leaflet, and again I was confusing myself. So which is wrong, right, and what is the truth all about?
Right.
I found out that after reading briefly from each section, I found that they all say the same thing. More or less, they are saying.
Well, I'll explain. Yes, I've got the hang of your question, so I'll try to explain things to you in a language which I hope you'll understand.
Yes.
You know, the claimants in the field are so many, as you have already mentioned some. I know there are so many others as well if you look back at the history of Christianity alone, you will find there would be hundreds of such people who appeared at various stages and who either claimed a representation of Jesus Christ, not he himself, but a sort of representation, or a harbinger of Jesus' appearance. He is about to appear, that sort of claim was made. And no such thing has so far happened. Similarly, such claimants are found in other religions as well. And even today, there are so many people who call to their own sect or religion in the name of rishis or representation of Krishna or representation of Jesus Christ, peace be upon him, or representation of God himself like Baha'u'llah claimed, and representation of Mahdaviyyat with some changes, some introductions and some deductions from Islam and so on. So all this is so confusing for an ordinary person who just wants the truth, not greater confusion in the name of God. So that is your dilemma which is bothering you. So this issue can be judged in the simplest way. Number one, by approaching direct to God. If there is a living God who takes interest in the human affairs, if it is He indeed who wants human beings to be led to Himself, then of course He is the first person who should come to your mind to make inquiries. And if He is not interested, if He doesn't answer you, then the second issue will evolve, whether He is there or not. You are knocking at somebody's door and He is not responding at all. In all sincerity you do it, and you don't see any sign. What would be the inference you will draw? Either that person is not at home at all. He has gone temporarily somewhere. Maybe he returns. Or he is dead perhaps. Or he is deaf and dumb. Or he keeps quiet because he is not interested in your noise. You are an intruder into his house without his so desiring. He doesn't like people to knock at his door, and so on and so forth. But he's kind enough not to reject you outright, so he keeps quiet. And so many things like these and many others would come to your mind, but you will not be satisfied with these questions which may arise in your mind. The only way of satisfaction will be to find a clue, positive clue as to what had happened inside. If there is no answer, then you have to find out. So this would be the situation in case you don't hear from God. So my personal belief and my personal experience is that if you are honestly interested, if you are sincere in your search for God, if you do want to reach out to Him, then it is Allah Himself who would reach out to you. He would look after you, take care of you. This is my personal belief, my conviction. But not only that, this is exactly the teachings of the Holy Quran, where Allah claims that allazina jahadu fina lanahdiyannahum subulana. Those who want to find us, who make an endeavor, not only desire but make an endeavor, make an effort to reach us. Of course they can't by themselves. لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبَلَنَا. It is we who lead them ultimately to ourselves. So it is so clear now. This is the voice of my nature as well as this is the answer of the Holy Quran. So my first advice to you would be to